Alrighty, what is up, guys? This is Patriot here, and welcome back to another multiplayer commentary video on Company of Heroes. And as of right now, I do apologize. First off, I want to apologize that I did not get a live commentary here on Company of Heroes, which is a big bummer. But uh, as of right now, I just want to say that my computer that I just have, it's not absolutely the best thing you'll see in the entire world. So all I'll just say is that hopefully sooner or later, if I can actually upgrade my computer to being something that being an actual gaming computer, because the computer that I have, it's not, and because of that, it's not gonna work very well. But regardless, anyways, let's just get on to the match. So as of right now, I have promised you guys that I would actually try to play as the Panzer Elite. And I will say that the Panzer Elite is by far one of my most favorite factions in the game. And in all honesty, I love Panzer Elite is one of the most powerful faction to be playing as well. The thing that I love about the Panzer Elite is that they have a very mechanized mobile force, which I really like about those guys. So I just can't deny it. Anyway, so we have a huge firefight going on, and already I'm getting my butt whoops from the Brits, and all of a sudden they're actually setting up a base of operation right close to this VP point. They were grabbing the munition. Question is that a good munition? Yes, I do believe so it is. So anyways, as of right now, the biggest weakness for the Panzer Elite may have to be its early match. Mostly because, one, the squads that you're looking at right now is only like a 3-man squad. Therefore, they're not absolutely going to be the most effective combat squad you're ever going to see. And on top of that, they are using rifles, but what makes them extremely powerful is later in middle and late game. So if you use them correctly, you can pretty much be able to outfought your own opponent here. So as of right now, I'm just actually pushing on. At first I was actually doing okay, but after my opponent set up a base of operation over here, they're pretty much going to be able to they'll be able to retrain their troops right close to their own base, which is actually a unique feature for the British, which is why I actually say that's a really good idea for you having a base of operation here. But anyways, my guys, I don't know why I actually moved these guys up, but I guess I actually had some incendiary grenades. I'm thinking about COH2, but yeah, they ended up dying, and therefore I actually had to pull back. So that was actually a pretty bad start for me. But of course, my opponent, however, is going to literally start digging in defenses as what people would actually call emplacement spam. So yeah, once again, just like the very first match when I was playing as the Wehrmacht, they're pretty much gonna set up buildings everywhere just so that they can look like a strong force. And I'm not gonna lie, it does look intimidating, which later on you'll actually find out what it means. But they will be extremely campy. And they're going to be determined to holding this ground to where I'm actually pointing at. But yeah, they're VP over here, definitely. So as of right now, what I'm actually trying to do is that I'm trying to mustering up a lot of force, and also what's important as the Panzer Elite is that you need to grab as much territory as you can be doing, of course. But anyways, as of right now, I will be getting a good steady supply of fuel and ammunition. Meanwhile, for my opponent, not so much. They will be getting 18, but I will be getting 20, and probably a lot more later on as the match will go by. But yeah, things are actually toning down right now, but of course it's important. It's important that I should at least try to hold down at least 2 VPs, one here and the other one right over here. But it's most important that I should hold here, seeing as though my opponent is right next door to this VP. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to actually move in and get inside this building to dealing with these guys. This guy. Okay. And then yeah, immediately they already built it an MG emplacement over here, which it's not going to affect my guys considering that they're going to be in the building. And then here comes more of my own guys coming by, and we're going to actually scare off this force, or they're probably going to just pull back as of right now. Yeah, there's already a lot this firefight going on. Literally using the buildings to my own advantage, which for some reason I really love this map. Even though I'm not, for me personally, I'm not a big fan out of urban environments. I seem to play pretty well when I'm actually in urban fighting for some reason. So I can't deny that, honestly. So of course that Brent carrier that the British is having is pretty much just going to tear a lot of my own guys. And for some reason they're actually going to deny me from capping this VP point, which will be pretty annoying, but eventually I'll be able to cap this VP very, very soon. Also, my big mistake is that it's important to at least try to get the defensive operation as soon as you can possibly can get, of course. But of course, I didn't, but I will actually get it, hopefully very, very soon. But as of right now, I want to make sure that I can secure this position as soon as possible. Like, I really, really don't want my opponent to, dunk me over in terms of, victory points. But yeah, as of right now, if you can actually look at the map, I am securing a lot out of, the resource and territories, and even though my opponent actually has one VP over here, they're barely going to get a lot of resources. Anyways, I apologize if you actually missed that. But yeah, the Brent carrier ended up getting destroyed by my own infantry, so they did a pretty darn good job. Also, yeah, the British actually built it a third mortar emplacement, which they're going to use to actually try and hit me. But these buildings are very beefed up, so they're going to do pretty well. So yeah, right now the British are attempting to pretty much, they are really, very, very determined to just denying me from getting this VP. And more than that, they want to make sure that they go for the VP win. And in all honesty, I actually thought that they might have actually, that the British may have actually capped this much, but no, that's not the case. Oh, wait, Jose. Alright. But yeah, just when I was so close to capping that VP, all of a sudden the British attempts a huge, ridiculous rush, which forces me to pulling back once again and denying me from capping that VP. And of course, once again, I'm pretty much going to try to kill as much as kill much of the British that I can possibly can while being under fire from enemy mortar. Now, the reason how I'm actually winning this engagement is this cover system. Now, there's actually three types of shield covers you're going to be looking at. There's the red, the yellow, and the green, and then there's actually the regular one, which you don't see any shield at all. But yes, if you guys don't know how the shield system works, basically, if it's red, don't go over there because that means you are completely exposed and you're more likely to having like, you have a high chance. Jesus, come on, phone. I'd shutted you up. Apologies for that. But yeah, the red cover, you're completely exposed, therefore your own men will die a lot more quicker. Now, if you see the yellow cover like where my guys are, if you see that right now, that means they're in some decent cover, which means that they're actually in pretty much okay cover. Therefore, they'll actually have some protection with them. And then if they're actually in green cover, that means they are in a really good sense of cover. So they'll be very well protected. So anyways, yeah, I hope that little lesson of the day actually helps you guys. Anyways, I managed to finally cap that VP, so now I finally stopped the noose of my opponent, draining away all the VP points. Anyways, once again, my opponent gunning me down so badly, I actually had to force back a couple of my own guys, which, as of right now, I guess I'm actually depending heavily on kiting, and of course, quantity for this matter. And of course, it does sound like I am spamming, but yeah, but hang on, everything's just too loud over there. But yeah, point is, I just really am determined to actually doing this, but at the same time, I was a little new, playing as the Panzer Elite, but of course, this was the start of me at least getting better as playing as them. So yeah, once again, the British are actually still determined to trying to pushing me back. Anyways, meanwhile, for the Panzer Elite, one of the unique features with these buildings is that multiple buildings will actually give you various upgrades for your own guys, whether it's weapons, abilities, or pretty much passive abilities. Like as of right now, I finally got logistics company, which I want to save up so that I can actually be able to just so that I can be able to get squad increase, so that once I can get squad increase, I will be able to increase, just so that I can increase my squad size pretty much. So yeah, my squad tried to halt them as much as possible, and of course they did died, but they did a very valiant job. But of course, and at the same time, I went for Panzerjäger, which is one of my most favorite building in the with the Panzer Elite. So anyways, with that building, I'll be able to upgrade my guys with better equipped weaponry, which would be the assault rifle, which is the STG, which is basically kind of like the very first assault rifles introduced in the game, pretty much. Anyways, so yeah, I'm actually moving into to actually recapping this territory. And of course, they're actually going to be successful, but of course, I'll be able to recap that. Of course, here comes another wave inbound. So of course there's a lot of intense fighting, but yeah, as you can see, I finally upgraded these guys with the STGs. Let me see. Yeah, they got assault rifles now, which means they're a lot more effective in terms of medium and close combat. Anyways, more of my own guys are actually coming by, and with some more STGs. And yes, I have finally gotten, with the logistics company, I finally gotten increased squad size, which is very great. So yeah, I'm just about to recap over here, and I do also want to point out that the variation for the Panzer Elite's own commander doctrine is very cool as well, because to me they actually sound exactly like a way of countering the enemy's own set of abilities. And for their commanders, the Panzer Elite actually has scorched earth tactics, Luftwaffe tactics, and they also have tank buster tactics. In all honesty, my opponent doesn't really exactly bring in tanks. I mean, a couple of tanks, but not absolutely a lot of tanks for this match. But yeah, for this match later on, I will indeed let you know that I do go for scorched earth tactics. But yeah, as of right now, I just actually pulled them back, so I'm just gonna just pick off the British over there with my own guys outfitted with G43s. And of course, I'm just gonna waste at least his little pinch of manpower. But in all honesty, the British actually expends the most manpower in this game. I just thought I might actually, I believe that might be the case. But yeah, with this building that I actually have, it is very beefed up, so I ain't gonna lie. Also, yes, I actually went for anti-tank grenades, which would later be a very smart move that I have ever done, of course. Anyways, after realizing that I really want to hold down this position, I decided to set up a base of operation just around here. So yeah, I'm going to actually build up a base of operation later on. which is actually another unique feature. Actually, nah, I think most of the factions, except the British, because, well, they got a mobile base, so why would they? But anyways, point is, yes, you can actually be able to build a base of operation near your front line, which is a really cool feature that I ain't gonna lie about. Anyways, so yeah, I went for defensive operations, so now I'll be able to heal up my own guys for the fighting again. So yeah, here's the Panzer Elite's own base of operation, and it looks really fine. Also, oh yeah, I forgot to mention that at the start of the game, you do, as a Panzer Elite, you do start out with the Cut-and-Crod, which is like a very mobile scout vehicle, personally, in my opinion. And they will be very, very useful. And as you can see, I actually had the Cut-and-Crod covering up almost the entire map under my control. So these guys did a pretty darn good job, honestly. But regardless, as of right now, my opponent is now slowly but surely losing and draining VPs away from himself. But of course, I will, as I actually mentioned before, make sure that you actually gain the initiative at the start of the match, because for the Panzer Elite, it's important for... Okay, yeah, I'll get to that later, but yeah, it's important to not let the Panzer Elite gain the initiative, because they will slowly but surely become more powerful, and it'll be at this point that you won't be able to stop the Panzer Elite's ability, their strength at this point. But anyways, if you look over here, I've actually decided to go for Scorched Earth, and now I'll actually set up one of my own abilities, which is Booby Trap, because if my opponent ends up overrunning me again, and then attempts to nabbing that VP point, let's just say it's going to end up, he's going to have a little surprise in mind. Unfortunately, I don't think he never actually touches any of my booby traps. But next time, if I ever gotten the chance to show you another match, where my opponent always touches my own booby traps, I'll actually show it to you guys. Actually, I do have, but yeah, I'll show it to you later. But yeah, as of right now, just a lot of heavy firefighting going over here, and mortars just barraging everywhere. So yeah, of course, already trying to be very smart about these MGs actually hiding over here. But in all honesty, I could just actually swing all the way around and just kill everyone. I mean, that could have actually worked a whole lot more better, but of course I did not. But then again, I was a little new. And then over here, what came out of nowhere was that the British actually decided to deploying commandos, which is one of the British's ability, which is pretty obvious at this point. They went for Royal Commandos for this matter. But of course, these commandos, I'm not gonna lie, they will do a pretty darn good job. These commandos are actually a really, really good unit. I'm not gonna lie, but the way my opponent used those guys, it was pretty terrible. And I really don't want to be a jerk, but that's pretty much the truth, honestly. But anyways, yeah, I pretty much destroyed this building so that my opponent wouldn't call in another, so that they wouldn't be able to deploy more commandos in that glider. But of course, I should have actually pursued them at least a little bit, because they were really close on dying. But I do believe that I was not paying attention. But regardless, my own guys were pretty much armed, and on top of that, they also gained some veterancy. Therefore, they fight a whole lot more better. So yeah, this is actually going to be a huge game changer. But I mean, not right now, but later on, they're going to be a huge game changer. But as of right now, this is going to hurt my opponent a lot. This is pretty much and yeah, I went for Kampfgruppen, which is like pretty much a mobile, which is a support building. Of course, most of the support weapons that the Panzer Elite has are basically just mobile units, and this is like a mortar, but on a half track. But yeah, with the mortar half track, I'm just gonna shoot one of its unique abilities, which is incinerary rounds, which I'm just going to start firing. which will end up killing a lot of guys upon its own impact. And already I am just burning my own opponent. Yeah, and also, if you notice, yes, my opponent at this point tries to actually spammed in placements pretty much. And on top of that, he's actually going to stay stuck here regardless. Anyways, so right now I'm getting 68 ammunition and 47 fuel, as well as 306 manpower. As for my opponent, they are getting 29, and it's mostly because they have another of their own vehicles securing these territories, of course. But of course, the big thing is how long can they be able to outlast their own supplies, which is important to always keep a large chunk of territory under your control. So yeah, my opponent decided to actually push up, and they wanted to actually kill that mortar half-track after having their little giving them a little Christmas surprise. So yeah, after realizing what they're up to, I decided to pull back my mortar half-track, which conveniently these guys can be able to pull back, which is real great. Also, I'm already going to upgrade so that I can arm my guys with the Panzerschrecks or the bazookas, regardless of what you want to call it. But yeah, the Panzerschrecks will definitely be useful, no doubts about it. Also, as of right now, if you haven't noticed, I actually decided to covering up some of the routes that he might actually use to outflanking me. But in all honesty, I should have just done it from here all the way to the other side of the fence so that I could have completely denied him. But I probably would have pushed up and probably capped his territory regardless. But it doesn't really happen for both sides. But anyways, over here my opponent decided to actually come up and start cutting off my line of supply. It doesn't matter. These 2 points here, in all honesty, they're not going to be extremely important. And even if he cuts them off, I'll still get resources for most of my territories on the eastern section. So anyways, so yeah, they have successfully cut it off my resources. But of course, I'm going to make sure that they'll actually pay for attempting this raid. So yeah, I'm going to move up my own guys, and then I'm going to actually bring up more of my own guys later on. Yeah, I'm going to actually go for another more half-track pretty soon. So pretty much, yeah, he actually did fall back. His raid, well, yes, he did successfully raid my supplies, but he didn't completely cut it off everything, of course. So, in all honesty, it wasn't absolutely effective. But regardless, now I should actually be extremely careful, considering now that my opponent is going to start attempting attacks over here. Right. And remember that part where I mentioned that the anti-tank grenades were going to be useful? This is exactly why I want to be prepared. And of course, I was so close to actually killing that airplane, because if I did kill that airplane, this tank would have probably died a lot more sooner. But of course, that wasn't the case. But yeah, with that anti-tank grenade, I just absolutely just mauled down that tank all the way down to half health. So just remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you have anti-tank grenades, use it to the best of your ability. Or if you have bazooka, just blow them sky high. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna have another of my own guys throwing in another anti-tank grenade, and already they're really low out of health. But bad news is, it will take a while till my guys can be able to rearm themselves with the anti-tank grenades. So what I actually have to do at this point is pretty much stall that Tetrarch tank that the British had and pretty much glided it all the way over here. Also, it was at this point that I pretty much booby-trapped most of the buildings over here. So yeah, if the British ever attempted to capping them, yeah, they're definitely going to get a huge surprise. Yeah, meanwhile over here, I actually built it pretty much 2 half-tracks. this is actually a pretty neat shot over here. But yeah, so yeah, I went for fieldcraft, not crap. But yeah, with that, I'll be able to cap territories a whole lot more faster. It's kind of unnecessary considering that I have most of the territories under my control, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, going in for another Panzer Grenadier. But while I'm actually on the subject at hand, I can't say that the Panzer Elite has the really good tanks, unlike the Wehrmacht, but if you are like the really tactical kind of person, I would recommend you do that. Also over here, the British are actually making a huge push with its large blob, but then I actually used one of Scorched Earth tactics, which is going to be sector artillery. Which sector artillery, I'm basically just going to call it, it's more of a defensive artillery, which pretty much if your territory is under massive attack, apparently a large and accurate artillery barrage will actually come in and strike fear onto your enemy. And as you can see, another artillery barrage just came by. Now I do believe I should actually have my anti-tank grenades all prepped up, which I should have actually thrown at that tank. But yeah, here comes another sector artillery. It ends up mauling down a lot of those British soldiers, and look, some of them are flying into the air. Oh boy. Anyways, another one's falling into the air now. And also, while they're actually attacking me, I'm also having my own mortar barrage coming by to actually hitting these guys. So basically right now, this is like a huge siege as of right now. Right over here and right over here. This is basically where most of the fighting is going by. And once again, I was so close to killing this squad. And I was just gonna... And of course, I was gonna arm these guys with bazookas. And they were close. They were really close, because considering if they actually had the bazooka earlier, I would have destroyed that Tetrarch tank. But I did not, unfortunately. But of course, yes, I'm having my mortar barrage just barraging down their own territory over here. And of course, they are going to shoot back. This is a pretty great shot. Yeah, not bad. Those half tracks are very well designed. I'll be honest, this actually looks like one of the best half tracks that I've ever seen in the game. So yeah, I actually shot another incendiary round, and I'm pretty much... What's really good, because even though they are emplacements, you can slowly but surely kill off the crews in there. And of course, I almost did kill a couple of crew, and as of right now, most of their buildings are literally 50% strong at this point. And also, if you haven't noticed on the victory point, now the tide has completely changed, and now I'm the one winning this battle pretty much. So of course, my opponent should, of course, that's what he's attempting, trying to clearing off this area. So, I guess I shouldn't actually blame him. I don't know, what I should have actually done was I should have focused on the MG emplacement, but unfortunately, I have not. Anyways, everything's actually just being a little too quiet, but not around over here, considering that there's a lot of siege just a lot of mortar-to-mortar barrage in this siege right here. Of course, that's all going to end, because now the British are going to actually push up, and they're going to, oh man, well, that's bad, and that blows so. But yeah, now the enemy tank is already going to push up, so with that in mind, I actually have to force myself to pulling back my own tanks back over here. Well, of course, that that Tetrarch tank will actually pursue my own guys, and for some reason it's gonna end up shooting this guy instead of oh wait, nah, never mind. This half-track's gonna die. Yeah, it's dead. So yeah, that was pretty unfortunate, and I do believe, I don't know, I'm actually gonna get advanced repairs, which is also very, very good if you want to repair your units really, really fast. And I'll admit, that is a very good passive ability. So, as far as it goes, nothing much isn't going on, but now a huge firefight is already coming by between my guys inside that building and 2 MGs that's basically just shooting my own guys, as well as tanks and mortar crews just shooting down this position. Oh, so definitely. Well, of course, with the bazookas that I finally realized my biggest idea, because one of the best ways that you can actually be able to deal with this MG is that if you either have tanks, either artilleries, or just arm your guys with bazookas, you can basically just destroy this entire spam over here. That is what I'll assure you. But as of right now, my own guys are actually pulling back temporarily. Of course, I actually kept my guys a little way back because this building is already down to half strength, so yeah. And then once again, they actually tried to attempt a huge attack. But of course, they're definitely gonna get mauled down, and for some reason they're gonna keep pushing, which I do believe I'm going to actually kill these commandos this time. No, I did not. But I did kill the other squad, fortunately. And also, yes, I actually built in some roadblocks so that I can block off this tank, or at least stall it for some time, which is a very great move considering that I need to pull back. And on top of that, he's also in a very bad position because I just called in another sector artillery, and it's gonna pretty much get banged down pretty badly. So yeah, I should have actually pushed up through my anti-tank grenades, but I do not believe I may not be able to hit it. But of course, I do know. Not yet. Yeah, I do believe that Tetrarch tank will actually pull back and get away with it again. Oh no, 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 no! Wait, I don't know. This is actually way too confusing on what my opponent's doing. But of course, I'm not dumb enough to actually pushing way too far, so I'm gonna actually pull back for now. So I don't know, I believe this tank was actually trying to kite, but in the end, it's gonna die from my own artillery, so pretty much I basically managed to finally kill that Tetrarch tank and getting some revenge after what the Tetrarch did to killing my own units over here. So meanwhile over here, I'm actually constructing the final building, which will be Panzer Support, which is pretty much one of the most powerful buildings. But of course, I consider Panzerjäger my favorite. But so yeah, Panzer Support has even more awesome upgrades. So just thought I should let you guys know with its veteran sergeants, and also it actually has some very unique units, like the Panzer IV's infantry support, which isn't, I'll say that it's actually an infantry killer, but it's for infantry support, not anti-infantry exactly. So it's basically just supporting your other infantry troops, pretty much. Which goes back to combined arms, so it's important to pretty much using combined arms whenever you can, because combined arms in World War II is extremely vital. Oh yeah, also over here, I also remember the part where I mentioned of how you'll deal with the MG spam. So yeah, I'm actually going to push up my own guys, and I'm going to actually shoot my bazookas, and I've already just immediately killed that MG really, really badly at this point. And also, Oh wait, no, it's not dead yet. But of course, I'm gonna actually have to force myself to be pulled back, because, man, the MG has already pinned down and suppressed my own guys. But in the end, it will be this MG emplacement. I mean, my mortar half-track that's going to end up destroying them. But yeah, intense firefight, fire everywhere, and then I just shot down another incendiary round, just the troops getting burned alive around here. And yeah, I'm gonna actually pull back my own guys, and already realizing how weak this Vickers emplacement is at this point, I decided to finish it off with my own mortar emplacement. Oh gosh. And once again, I did call out another sector artillery, which ended up killing a lot out of this squad. So yeah, not a very, very good move. Anyway, so yeah, my opponent is attempting repairs over here, but I'm not gonna let him. I'm just gonna straight up destroy that building once and for all. Other than that, yes, once I actually destroy the MG, I was going to actually prepare pushing up and basically just killing off that squad. Oh, also over here. Wait. So yeah, apparently this glider tried to fly down right next to my own base, but it got destroyed by my anti-aircraft vehicle. So big thing to letting you guys know, anti-aircraft really hurts. So don't try to actually do that rush again, or else you're just gonna waste a lot of manpower for nothing. So anyway, so yeah, I pretty much killed these MG crew. Now I'm actually going to push up my bazookas and my own assault panzer grenadiers, and we're pretty much going to go in for an all-out annihilation over here. Of course, I didn't really need to. All I had to do was play it defensively. But yeah, I already knew about the opportunity, so I decided to go all out. But it was at this point that my opponent decided that, crap, it's all over. But other than that, my opponent's biggest mistake would be probably the territory capture. And of course, the raid would be alright, but my opponent should already realize that I probably may have overstretched too much and probably should focus on at least nabbing some territories. And on top of that, if you actually wanted to break my own position, you probably should have actually went for some tanks. I don't know. It could have actually worked either way, but the biggest thing that probably killed my opponent was probably the territory, because if I never had control of most of the territories, I wouldn't have been able to hold my own ground, especially using sector artillery so many times against his blobs. But regardless, the match has actually ended. It's a big lesson of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Do not spam. This is Patriot here. Thank you all for watching my own video. If you actually enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, and if you actually want to see more, be sure to smash that subscribe button, and also if you want to actually leave any critical criticism on my end, please do. I would like to actually read it also definitely. In any other case, stay awesome as always, and I'll catch you guys on the next video as always. Dismissed!